Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. Let's catch up on some of the news that's happened in the past month or so, and also what's coming down the line. As you can see, we're starting off. We got Playtech has a little updated look. Have animations now where the pieces don't just appear on the board, but actually come from your reserves. So give that a play around. Try out some of the skins, and if you're not into the 3D thing, then if you go to the settings gear, then you can tick the first box up here, PTN Ninja board, and you will have basically a PTN Ninja look to your live play. They're still ironing out some bugs and all these things, but Bee Creature and Gruppler have been hard at work getting things to look nicer for you guys playing both on desktop and mobile applications. So big thanks to them, and I hope they'll continue to do their highly paid or highly skilled unpaid work for the U.S. Tax Association to keep Playtech running for you guys. Let's go over some upcoming events, and if you want to follow along or you want to come back to these at any point, it can be found on the Playtech homepage. Just scroll down, or if you're inside of Playtech already, click the events tab. It'll take you to the same spot. The Tech League Season 5 is ongoing. We've only got a few weeks left of that. And it's a good way to stay sharp in the off season or in between tournaments, especially as you gain levels and you're not qualified for, let's say, the beginner or the intermediate tournaments. A good way to get some structure in your gaming life, but not so much that it bogs you down, keeps you from your other life tasks. Season 5 is ongoing. I think currently we have 5 divisions, which is a great spread. I encourage you, by the time the next season rolls around, just consider it. I mean, I'm not saying definitely sign up for it, but it's a great way to have some play in the off time. Next, the September Intermediate Open. We finally finished that up. So it was interrupted by the TAC Open. There was some sickness, and then the holidays came around. But Boris and Tackett played their championship decider for that, and I was able to, luckily, even though I was sick, I was well, because I was sick, I was able to stay home and stream that game. So you can find that on my channel. And I had a guest commentator, Slate Brick, on that. So we had a good time. The decision went to Blitz rounds. So they had 2 regular games and then I believe 2 Blitz games after that. And Tackett did come out on top. So congratulations to him for taking the September Intermediate. Prizes for those I shipped out. I'll go into that in the crafting section when we get to it later. And speaking of the Open, which interrupted the Intermediate tournament, we had an excellent turnout for that. Had about 60 people come out to play. Um, Scroll down through here. A lot of old names, a lot of new names, and surprise, surprise, Allion took it. So he is the champion of the U.S. TAC Open 2025, which would qualify him for the championship, which will be held later this year. We do that every other year. However, he already qualified because of taking the championship a couple years ago. I could pull that up here that way. Maybe my rambling will make a little bit more sense. So there are 8 slots available for the championship, which is held every 2 years. And the next one will be held later this year. Qualifications happen through a few different ways. So we have the current champion, which is Allion. Then 3 slots go to the top 3 finishers in the 2025 Open. So if I go back to that, then since Allion already qualified, Boris, Pluto, and Tackett will be going on to fill those slots. And we have 2 slots available in the upcoming members tournament that should be in the summer sometime. And then there are 2 slots that go to the highest rated players that have not already qualified in the through these other means. And that is based on tournament rating, not playtech rating. So it filters out all the games that were played casually and only counts league games and tournament games. So we have 4 of those slots filled. The other half will be filled by either merit based on rating or, sorry for that, merit based on rating, or merit based on the upcoming members tournament. Otherwise, we have a beginner tournament ongoing. I'm actually not running that one. Knock, one of the other board members, is running that one. Things are going pretty well. I think we're about to move into the final stage on that, and hopefully, I'll be able to cover some of those games. Another kind of really neat tournament that's going on. We have this mentor mentee tournament that started. Right now, it's in what's called the training phase. So the way it works, we had 11 teams sign up. So 11 mentors. Each mentor has one intermediate player and then one beginner player underneath them. They get to train for 2 weeks. In my case, I'm one of the mentors, and my mentees, we met 2 weekends ago for about 2 hours. We did some live games, some discussion. We've got a little Discord thread going on where we can talk in between those live meetings. Then this last weekend, we had another 2 hours. And then I believe this coming Friday, they get their assignments for their first round, who they're going to be playing, and we'll do some more kind of tournament prep. So the first 2 weeks, I just kind of did general prep, look at their games, feedback, play against each other, things like that. And then as we get closer to time, we're going to do some specific tournament prep. Oh, you're playing this opponent. They like to do this. Maybe you should try this kind of thing. Then afterwards, we'll review games, and hopefully, as the tournament progresses, all the players will progress, getting this one-on-one kind of instruction, and then we'll see who gets the gold star at the end of it. A couple things coming up. We do have the March Intermediate Tournament and the 7x7 Open. Stay tuned for more information on that. When we have details, we'll put them up here on this page, and then we'll also throw them in the Discord and then get them out to you guys. So for those who want to participate, don't miss out. I've only been able to cover a few finals or a few matches here and there between everything else I'm doing, but I want you guys to check out Crayonatee. She's been able to cover some league games and also some tournament games. So if you're looking for more TAC content, head on over to her page, get a look at some stuff, see if you guys can learn some things. She's been putting in a lot of work, not only covering these games, but improving her own play. So go check her out. And another thing I want to mention for resources, another two things I want to mention for resources. So the mentee mentor tournaments that we're having now, after that's all wrapped up, the plan is to release the files. The plan is to release all the training and stuff that we did with our mentees. So our Discord threads that we have going, make those public. In my case, I did a couple of recordings, release those, and kind of give the people who weren't able to participate as a mentee in this, and also us other mentors, to get a look at what everyone else is doing, kind of some of their methods, and see if we can all continue improving. And lastly, I am working on my second opening supplement. So this one is on the night opening. Look for that maybe late summer, I would say. I am making good progress, but it's always slow going with these because I take my time to go through each line and explain what each part of it is, why you might choose to do that. And with the night, there are a good many lines to go through. So I would say I'm about halfway through the adjacent night opening, which leaves the opposite night after that. So I've probably got 30 lines left to go through, but that is coming. And so keep a lookout. And especially if you like playing the night, which is pretty popular right now, then hopefully that'll help you guys out. In crafting news, as I mentioned earlier, I was able to send out those intermediate tournament prizes. So Tackett chose the Hidden World capstones. I'll flash a picture of those up here. And Boris went with a 7x7 bento box, which I did with a couple unusual filaments. So I used some wood filament, some wood PLA, and then I used like a transparent sea glass PLA, and then one that kind of looked like petrified wood. So throw a quick picture of that up here too. And with those prizes sent out, that does catch me up on commissions and prizes that I have to do right now. So if you have some TAC return coming back, or get it there, or you just think it's time to upgrade what you have to play TAC with offline, then you can check out my website. I'll put a link in the description. Got a portfolio page where you can go through some of my uh, different types of projects that I like to do. And then if you are interested, there's a contact and request form there. Fill out a little bit of information, send it my way, and we'll start talking. Believe it or not, it's time for Gen Con again. So, 147 days until the convention itself, but Gen Con is a huge event. I think 60,000 plus people were there last year. So, you really want to get in early. I've already submitted events for TAC this year. They have not been slotted for particular times yet, but I'll put a kind of a screenshot up here of what I did submit so you can see when they might be. They usually don't change it too much. They just assign it a table and a room and things like that. Sometimes we get jostled, an hour here, an hour there. But if you want to get an idea of what we're doing this year, we are doing a bunch of learn to play or casual events, so you can drop by, learn to play if you've never played before, bring your kids if they've never played before, or just come by for some casual games. And then also we'll be doing two Swiss tournaments. So we usually do one Friday and one Saturday, and then give away some really cool prizes. I'll get to work on those here in the next couple months and start sharing more information on that as I have it. With that, I think that wraps it up, and I'll try and put out one of these videos as some of these newer tournaments are announced and some of the other ones wrap up, and I'll see you guys out there. Thanks.